Alright, we got a number of things for week 9, OS 2. For theory, talked about sockets, secured socket layer, and OS can communicate to OS on other machines. For an example, PuTTY allows us to type commands on a Linux box. We can do a remote procedure call and allows this whole idea of client server. Much more about it in class. And then in the curriculum, talked about a whole section of computer hardware, and we talked about command line interface working from the prompt. And then we did some of the commands here. Did a pipe, grep, looked at the CPU, looked at more CPU information here, did the free command, looked at memory, and so forth. These commands were in the curriculum, and we went over them in class. We talked about managing packages, GUI, and some of the, you can create a download a binary and use a make to compile it at low level. We went through this again, source code, and so forth. Repeat that again. We reviewed integrity, confidentiality, and authentication. It's probably new for some students. And we talked about a public-private key pair. We reviewed that. And then we talked about the encryption again. Hash, encryption, public stuff we had talked about. Diffie-Hellman allows you to have one location and another location and use this algorithm where this, circle these, this information is known, and then you have a piece of private information on each end, and you're able to come up with, by using the algorithms and exchanging some of the information from the algorithms, you're able to come up with a single number that's the same on both sides. When it's all said and done. Diffie-Hellman is an extremely popular way to, without actually exchanging keys, you can have a private part on both ends and some public parts and still come up with a shared key on both sides. We had a whole section on networks. We talked about the host, we talked about logical addresses, DHCP or static. We talked about DNS, and we talked about default gateway. Comparison IP4 and 6. Physical address, media access control. Network mask, determining what network the logical address is on. So we also talked about prefix bits. Alright, so talked about we talked about wired connections, Wi-Fi, LTE, and we use this example, internet service providers. We talked about Google, Facebook, NIACC, being able to connect. We talked about the internet, we talked about VPNs through the internet, server, client, server, TCP protocols. Finish this up, users, we talked about groups, directories and permissions, Apache, public HTML, we talked about those setups, passwords, and we put limitations on passwords. Alright, that's it.